April 2018, the Wall Street Journal. Weapons training likely causes brain injury in troops, study says. Gauges worn on troops' helmets and body armor register substantial blasts in combat and in training. Look at the picture they use. Who do they use as the example? They use a mortar crew. U.S. Marines launch a mortar during joint exercise. Repeated use of such weapons in training could cause brain damage, a new study says. All right, Washington. Thousands of U.S. troops are likely suffering traumatic brain injury, not just from battlefield explosions, but from repeated exposure to trauma while training on their own weapons, according to a new study. Service members, even those who may not have seen combat but specialize in using high explosives or weapons such as rocket launchers, could have lasting brain damage from the pounding on their necks and heads, researchers at the Center for New American Security said in a report released Monday. Now, we have this report, and we're going to go over it in more detail once we get all this stuff. Okay, we're going to go over what it summarizes and the article and the science it uses to come to its conclusions. So this is really the report that got a lot of eyeballs and attention going towards this. Okay, the Defense Think Tank is a nonprofit organization funded by the federal government and public and private sector donors. It's analogous to people getting hits to the head in sports playing football or boxing. A senior fellow at the center said Paul Shar, who's one of the authors of the report. This is not really well understood. The primary blast effects on the brain, exactly how it affects the brain, is unclear, but the fact that it is having some kind of negative effect is now being shown. The military sporadically has used blast gauges, small devices worn on troops' helmets or body armor, to better understand the effects of explosions in combat. Researchers began to notice that these gauges weren't just registering substantial blasts in combat, but in training too. Now, this is what I want members of my group to pay attention to here too. Representatives from a number of veterans advocacy organizations, including those who help vets with disability claims, said they have not noticed vets complaining about the problem or making claims to the Department of Defense for compensation on the matter. Why not? Because the science hasn't been available to us till now. That could be because there isn't a major problem, or because vets don't yet realize the problem. Here we are. It took time for those affected to recognize the long-term effects of Agent Orange on their health.
Hang it! Mark!